Sam tells me all the time, he says, you can't think of your new coaches like new coaches. You have to think of them like new business owners, most of them. And how you thought when you were a new business owner. That was like 14 years ago. And I'll tell you what I was as a new business owner. I spent a lot of time on like forums and looking at other people's like businesses and sites. I spent a lot of time critiquing theirs and being like, well, I don't get it. I'm more skilled. Like, I'm better than this. I spent a lot of time training and watching videos on YouTube or looking for answers on how to do things better. What I didn't spend like any time on is getting new customers. Like, that part just seemed like a side job. Well, I shouldn't have to do that. I thought my job was just making my skills the best. And like, if I had the best skills and the best website, then I deserved the most money, the most customers, the most popularity, success in my business. And then, as you grow, you realize like, I need to figure out how to get customers. Like, I need to figure out how to get people in the door. And then you figure out, well, I don't want to like serve a ton of people. Like, that's like exhausting. So I need to figure out how to increase revenue per person. So that's when we went to like a workshop. It was like, we paid $6,000 basically to learn how to upsell portraiture, like after the thing. And that's how we had a great, life in business. And so, the launch, I really believe inspires it focuses on not only understanding the products and the services that we do and buying in, but it puts the mindset in the right place of takes you kind of out of just learning and fear, and puts you into action. So if you haven't launched your business officially, or you don't, maybe I shouldn't say, haven't launched it successfully, adequately, then I would say do it again. Like, my plan totally is I'm helping Michelle King launch hers. She's going to do it October 13th, that weekend, online, like an event. She's going to send out invites. My plan is after we get hers up to then do one for myself. And I would like to do something locally and online and invite like everybody take, I don't know, like 2 months and send out invitations and invite everybody and say, you can come to local, or you can come to this, and just have a library where they can learn about things. So the whole point of that, where I'm saying is, the first step to remind everybody is that you want to become a 500 PV coach. You want to learn what our products are. Like, Sarah Lynn was just messaging me and she's like, how do I get those digestive supplements like for my mom? And I'm like, you don't have them in Canada. They aren't in Canada, and they're not going to be in the UK. And you just kind of have to be like, well, that stinks. I hope they are. Not going to dwell on it, moving on. But guess what? If this is something I want in my toolbox, like to offer people, I think it would be good for my business or my niche, then I'm going to have to target US people this way. That's for that product line. That's what it is. It's just what it is. But it also allows you to, when you're getting to that PV, you learn how to get people in the door. You learn how to do the thing you need to do, get customers. And that's the first thing you're going to have to teach your coach how to do. So the second thing, after you get 500 PV, could be through like 6 challenge packs. You could get Success Club 2 months in a row, which, by the way, Sarah Lynn has. She's Success Starters month 2. So congratulations. So she is a 500 PV coach. Okay. You can get that through challenge packs, any of our other product line. But it's mastering the art of basically inviting people and talking to them, listening to their solutions or their problems, and getting the solution. The next step is you plus 2. So it's duplicating what you have done. And for the new coach or the one that's going to do a launch, my thought is it's teaching someone how to throw a party. And it could be any way you want. It could be a Facebook party, it could be an in-person party. You could do something on Pinterest, Instagram, through email. I don't know, like use your mind. Like how are you going to invite a group of people to learn about what you do, find out their problems, and then offer solutions? But if you can master that and get really creative about that, could be in-person meetups, free groups. It could be, I think we should do like sometimes that are big concentrated effort, and then obviously have like a on like regular daily kind of invite schedule. But once you can do that, then you're just teaching somebody else to do it. So then it goes back to, you have to recruit somebody to duplicate this model, not just to learn about your products and get them a solution, but to duplicate this model, to do this. And this is the same with every business. We have a photo booth business, and Sam sometimes will say, or in the past he would say, we need to franchise our photo booth more. We have a franchise in Washington, D.C. and one in Florida. And I'll tell you what, it's not as much money as you would think, okay? And if they aren't giving great, like the product or the service, like it reflects. Whereas with coaching, our products are amazing. Like you know what I mean? They just have to use them. But it comes down to, if we were to franchise that, it is the system that's overwhelming, okay, and onboarding, because I didn't make a good system with it. Whereas with Beachbody, it's all done for us. We could have nothing, and we could just send them to the back office and do coach basics. But it's the finding people that want to franchise. It's finding people. That's I don't want to say the hard part, but I don't think people I think they look at, multi-level marketing or Beachbody, and they're like, that's hard because I have to sell. I have to ask people to do something. But in any other business, you have to, like when Lori needs an employee, I know that she's told me that like with their shop, that sometimes they'll have an employee just not show up. Well, Lori had to go and find that employee, hire that employee, train that employee, and then she doesn't show up. So then Lori has to do her job. As coaches, like it's not that big of a process to like bring them, like the investment, our money investment isn't that much. We have a lot of group resources, but it is the same thing. You want to recruit good talent. I was listening to Be Obsessed or Be Average, and Grant Cardone, he's like, don't worry about turnover. Don't worry about people that don't work out, that quit, that this or that. He's like, we don't want them anyway. Don't spend your time like worrying about them. Just hire more people. He's like, hire good people. He says they may be scrubbing a toilet, but they're a hard worker. He said they also could have like an Ivy League education and come from a giant company and be lazy and entitled and whiny and not a good fit. And you never know. He said you never know, but you want to hire and recruit good people, because that's the only way to really grow your business. And I was like, oh my gosh, so true. Like you don't know. You just don't know. And so U+2 getting to Emerald is recruiting, it's not hiring, but you know what I'm saying, 2 people that want to work the business. And when they do, they sign up as a coach, you become Emerald. So this is a milestone in your business. A keystone for your team. Getting to Emerald for you and your team, your coach is getting to Emerald, is basically like if they can master how to get to 500 PV and they can get to Emerald, and then they can help duplicate that process, that's everything. That's diamond, star diamond, everything, up and up and up. It's when we lose one of those steps, either how to duplicate, like or recruit, or how to help someone learn how to, match people with products to get to 500 PV, that's when it stops. It just, the door closes. It's like a doctor seeing the same patient over and 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 being like, but I am the best doctor and I've healed that patient and they are healthy. It's like, it's not, he's got to do something. He's got to get up. He's got to advertise, network. So the simple plan is get to Emerald and build Emeralds. We need to have a team mindset. It's not what they can do individually. So it's not like me being like Sarah Lynn, you're going to be my next rock star. Krista, I believe in you. You're amazing. You have the best market. You're going to be the next rock star. Lori, you have so much wisdom. You work so hard. Like, you have this. Congratulations on size 2 jeans, by the way. I think I might share that post. You're going to be awesome. Like, everything to, just you. Now, as a coach, I spend my time with the people that show up. You guys need something, you text me, you say, I want to call. Like, yes, absolutely. You show up, you want to go, let's go. But it's really more like, not about me helping you get to Success Club a gazillion, which I think is great because you, again, don't know who's going to pan out. But I see my role more as like helping you guys, let's say, do a business launch, or how to, craft a post, which, I mean, it's hard. I struggle with it. Or how to recruit and get people to a sneak peek, or how to then help your coaches do that. Like, it's that smaller batch duplication that's really, really going to matter, because it's going to be way, way, way more successful and lucrative if you can master this simple get to 500 PV, recruit 2 people, help them get to 500 PV. So the team goal is to build 4 generation Emerald tribes. And so this is what this looks like. A 500, oh, Danielle, I said everybody, and you're like at the bottom of my little, I was like, you, and you. And I'm like, oh, wait, there's a little arrow down, and there's Danielle. And Danielle. Rockstar that's up at like, gosh, it's 4 a.m. something. Oh, it's not, isn't it earlier? It's not, okay. What time is it there? Is it 6:20?
I'm on East Coast time now.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Sam thought you were still like back in the West.
Yeah, no, okay. It would be like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was like, okay, she's amazing. You're still amazing. Okay, so this is building generations. The 500 customer base, that's you or your coach. Then you teach your personally sponsored coach to teach their personally sponsored coach to build emeralds. So that's the 4 levels. You plus your personally sponsored, you teach them to recruit 2 people, and then they teach them with your help as now a teacher to build emeralds. And so this is the 500 PV Emerald Tribe. This is kind of what would earn you a trip to Costa Rica. As simple, honestly, as it is. It's a total mindset shift. And I talked a lot this summer about creating open doors through customers and coaches and tapping into people's warm market. Absolutely. I want everybody over time to build a really strong brand and, like cold market, but really you can find just as much or probably way more success if you become a master at helping people tap into their warm market. I might have said warm and cold the wrong time. Ruth said last night, she said that 50% after 3 years of her customers still come from her warm market, which is powerful. So, okay, 500 PV tribe. So all these different little people, this is you or your coach, and then, or that's you, and then your coach right here and here. These are 2 people that, say, yeah, I'm going to do this business with you. Your first step is to help them learn how to hook people up with, things. And like I said, that's 6 challenge packs, but you want that monthly. So like you would, whether you sign those people up as discount coaches or customers, like you want to maintain and then succeed. I think the goal should probably be to get 500 PV each month. I mean, that's Success Club 12. I think that would be a good goal. And then to, at the very least, maintain that, to maintain this tribe. And then after they do that, so like I said, that I think that would be good to do through a launch party, and then ongoing challenge groups, free groups, fit clubs, bringing new people in, but feeling really confident about how to present, helping our coaches, and realizing for us, presenting is a really important skill, even if that's scary. And you can be creative on how you present. So if you're nervous about video, then get creative. Use other people's videos. How can you do that? how can you improve your copywriting skills so that what you write and the pictures you show tell a story? It's not like books don't move us, right? Words and pictures and illustrations. So you find your comfort level, always stretch yourself, of course, and you can become a master still in that. And then we help then our coaches get recruit to people and help them get to PV. So like this is us actively learning basically the business and the products, how to talk to people, the art of inviting, power hour basically. And then this is us recruiting, learning how to recruit, asking every single one of our customers and challengers. I don't care if they get just energized, which where's my energized sounds like good right now. I don't care if you get them in with energized. I talked to some personal trainers and I feel like they're kind of skeptical. They're like, oh wait, so you're not really coaching people, you're getting paid to sell stuff? Coach is just a word for salesperson. I'm like, oh, young one, you think that you are doing so much more. You know what I mean? Like you don't understand how the world works and business works. Like, yeah, that's what we're all doing. We're all exchanging money for a service or products. Like that's what we're doing. If we hold ourselves in such high regard that we don't, then like we are going to take it hard when people, like if you're a personal trainer, when people weren't happy with us or didn't show up or didn't see results or quit. But yeah, so then helping them get to just this duplication. So then in this point, besides recruiting, we're then teaching our coaches to launch, get to 500 PV, and then the next step, we're teaching their skills. So this is basically all of our PS, teaching them to know the business, get to 500 PV, teaching them how to recruit from both their customer base, because now they've got 6 customers that they can invite to coaching at least, and also recruiting directly through relationships that we build. And then we're also teaching them the skill basically of presenting and duplicating so that they are passing down that kind of onboarding process. And I think if we change the storyline, like change what it is, instead of, hey, as soon as you're ready to recruit, now you have to be like ready to totally teach somebody all branding and strategy and this and that. But no, if it's really just, hey, once you recruit 2 people, you have to help them launch a party. Like you have to help them understand our products and then make a list of 50 people. And then we need something to invite them to. So what do you want to invite them to? I don't care what it is. There just has to be some type of presentation. And it's not like get in front of the class and say something. Unless you're good at that, then you do that. But so when we look at this model, it's 15 coaches, so us plus 14. And that equals 7,500 volume. So that's because 500 times 15, 7,500 volume. And if you know the compensation plan well, or you remember, the way to really make a ton of money in this business, you can sell a ton, but the way you're going to burn yourself out, just like with any other job. The way to make a ton of money is through volume and cycle bonuses. So once you get to Emerald, you will earn cycle bonuses, and they're really confusing. Really confusing. It took me 3 months of watching a lot of videos when I started as a coach to understand them. And then the only way I understood them is once I started seeing it happen in my back office. So if you don't understand the concept totally, that's okay. You need to just understand kind of the next step. But this over here says 500, 3,500, 3,500. And what that breakdown is the 500 comes from your 500 PV. And the PV for Beachbody is pretty close to what the price point is. And since we get 25%, you can kind of do like 500 PV times 0.25, earn 100. You would be earning $125 in commission. Now, if you're selling challenge packs, since our commission is higher, and 500 PV is about 6 challenge packs, that's 50 times 6, that's $300. So it's actually, a lot more. But this is kind of just a basic figure. And then 20, that leaves 14 coaches. And then you'll see it says 23 times 14. And the way we got that is that leaves us with 7,000. So 7,500 minus our 500 PV. And if this math is like, what? Just I'll just go through it. You don't have to really understand it. I'm going to divide that by 300. And the reason is I've got 2 legs. So I would divide it by 200. By 2, by my 2 legs, because half of that volume is on one leg and half of it's on the other leg. We earn cycle bonuses when there's a 200 to 100 ratio. Now, the average between 200 and 100 is 150. So instead of dividing by 2 and then dividing by 150, I can just divide by 300. So if I divide, because 2 times 150 is 300. So if I divide 7,000 by 300, I get 23. So 23 cycle bonuses. Now you're an emerald, so the cycle bonus, you get $14 per cycle bonus. So 23 times 14 is 322. You add your commissions, which are probably at the very least 125. That's where this 447 comes from. So as an 500 PV Emerald Tribe, you and all you are is Emerald. You've just helped your Emeralds your coaches duplicate. You're going to be earning $447 a month as long as everybody keeps their PV. Right now, the goal is for sure not to be like, okay, we just stop here. The goal is to continue, like, to keep this message clear and simple, and for people to keep duplicating and, to just keep it simple. But at the same time, like, studies show that the average network marketer, they only recruit like 2.5 people ever. And so this takes advantage of, and that's like a business person, not like a discount coach or whatever, a discount member. So that's a business person. So if for the average business person that comes in, we can help them launch their business, get to 500 PV, and then recruit 2 people, those 2 people, 2.5 people, maybe the half is a spouse or something, or a family member, and then the 2 are legit business people, and we can help them do that same, then that's where the duplication comes from. And at some point, if we keep it that simple, at some point, there's going to be people in this downline where even if like things kind of start to break, because you don't have as much direct, correlation with it, you're going to get that rock star, and they're going to, if the team is like strong in the message, they're going to bring their team and kind of revive it, plus way do more. And so then this U+2, U+6, U+12, that's just saying if it's just you with 500 and your 2 coaches with 500 PV, then that's $42 a month plus your commission, $167 a month. If you have U+6, so your coaches, and then they duplicate at 500 PV, that's 140 or 265 with your commissions. Now, this is like at the very, like I said, at the very basic. And so you can start to see how over time, for every coach you sponsor, if you helped them do this, how that would look. And so then the next step after Emerald is getting to Diamond. And so I just want to show how this kind of like compounds. So the 500 PV Emerald Tribe is $447 that you'd be making monthly. A classic Diamond 90, so with 90 PV, we'll look at this, is they would earn $54. So you can see like the focus, has been on Emerald for a long time, Diamond. And, I think that's because there's a lot of incentives in Beachbody for Diamond recognition, all that kind of thing. But when you really want to look at income, keeping it simple, further duplication, the Emerald Tribe is a lot more simple, and you're going to make like a lot more money. A classic Diamond 500, so saying 4 coach, we'll show this on each side, but they're getting 500 PV is $485 a month. And then a Diamond Strong is $3,700. So this is what a classic Diamond coach would be. And this is what most Diamond coaches are. And they think like, yes, I did it. I made the goal. But they're not looking at like the compensation plan. They're not looking at duplication. They're just getting to a goal. And so they have 4 coaches on one side and 4 on the other side. And then 1 on each side is Emerald. It's just classic. Like, that's it. They each have their Shakeology order, only 90 PV. Now, of course, you probably, along the way have a coach that, like, somebody under you that's also getting energized, or you have other customers that didn't want to sign up as a coach. So you may have greater PV, but this is just like the bare bones. 54 in cycle bonuses, $54 a month. And then if you don't have any more PV customers, you wouldn't be making any more commissions unless you're signing up, new coaches too. A 500 PV strong is when you and all 8 of your coaches, and then the 4 coaches that your 2 Emeralds have, or 2, coaches that make you Emerald have, all have 500 PV. So these are like, you have had that direct relationship with these 8 people, and you have said, all right, welcome aboard. Let's go through this. Let's make a list. Let's launch your business. Let's talk about a launch. What is this going to look like? Let's help you understand our products and what we offer. Let's help you connect with your why. Let's help you, get excited about what we do. Let's help you dive into your own health and fitness, get results, so that at your launch, you can share your journey from a real place. Let's connect you with the team so you can show some of their results pictures. That's your job. That's your job. So you've now done that with 8 people. You've done a good job of it because they're at 500 PV. And then, 2 of those people, maybe without even you saying anything, took the ball up and they did it. Okay. And so with that, there's 6,000 volume. So with the Emerald Strong, there was 7,500 because we had more duplication. With this, you've helped 8 people instead of 2 people. With Emerald Strong, you helped 2. This, you helped 8 to do this, to launch or get to. And let me just tell you guys, I recruited 12 people last month, and I only have 1 that's actively working on a launch, and then another one that's going through some stuff, but she's showing up, and she will be. So that's 2 out of 10. Ruth, I asked her because I was like, I'm just bad at this. I'm bad at onboarding people. She's like, oh no. She said, I recruit about 15 a month, and 5 show up to maybe the first call or do something. And she's like, only 2 keep going. And so you got to be okay. You know what I mean? Don't expect too much of each. Like, I got my 2 people from my Emerald Strong. And so this would equal $485 a month if this is what you did, which is not bad. I mean, I truly believe if we can help each of our coaches get to like around $500 a month, either doing Emerald Strong or doing this diamond, 500 diamond or whatever else, I really believe that. I mean, people are going to stick with it. Like $500, I know when I started, was a game changer. That would be, I mean, for somebody that is okay financially or almost okay, that's like a lot of saving money for a house or a car. That's a lot of play money. That's a lot of stuff they can do with their kids. For us, that $500 is our car payment. When our car broke, when we drove down to Florida, we had to buy a whole new van. I was like, all right, well, this Beachbody thing's doing well. I think I can just keep that up, and that can be our car payment. So just realizing that this is going to create a lot of stability, just because, I mean, who's not going to continue to show up if that's their monthly income. And then the Diamond Strong. So this is to like show you the huge power of duplication and just mastering, you guys. And I have heard it for 3 years. Keep it simple. Duplication. And you know what I thought it meant? I thought it meant be basic, like don't be original, don't do interesting things. I thought it meant be that every girl, that girl next door. I thought it was who you had to be. Like, I was like, no, I'm creative. I do things differently. I want to, think outside the box. I want to be ahead of the curve. And I thought it was like, nope, people can't be like you. You can't be too good at something. And that's not what it is. Like, something got watered down in the message. And so now I'm like, oh, I see what they're saying. So I see that it's keep it simple, as in what's the point, the real root of how this business works is through people's warm market and helping them just learn these 2 steps, get to 500 PV, recruit to emeralds. Like, that's the simplicity of it. And that's the duplication of it. And you can be whoever you want to be, and you can be super creative, or you can be super basic, because like, we're just trying to help people help their warm market. And then if they can, and you don't hear, Helen asked this, she said, so do I have to like, does this mean instead of me helping like a ton of people myself, that I have to like dig down forever and basically train my whole team, like my downline? No, the whole point is to do the opposite, is to only have to train your person in the right thing, so that they then are enabled in that leadership, which it's not, I mean, thing is, it's not even leadership. It's really just like, the way I'm thinking of it now, like, kind of like party planning, like, what would you go through if you needed to have a business presentation? Like, if that was your job, if you were a school administrator and you were in charge of getting people on board with a new, like, I don't know, like, initiative to recycle. Like, do you want the people to recycle or not? You have to get them there, invite them to all come, tell them over and over, present the information. You want it to be your best job, obviously. You want them to be inspired, create a vision. You want to show them the structure. This is how you're going to do it. And then you're going to have to keep it going and keep reminding them. Like, it's really no different than anything like that. So the Diamond Strong would be if you had those 4 coaches that are yours, you're personally sponsored, but instead of them just getting to 90 PV through their Shakeology order, just getting to 500 PV, they were Emerald Strong. They had Emerald tribes. So when it says 7,500, that's not from just them. It's because they've built an Emerald tribe. It's because they've recruited 2 coaches, helped them get to 500 PV, taught them how to recruit 2 coaches, get to 500 PV, and then those people do. So they duplicated. It says 4 levels, but to me, it's kind of like 3. Your coach, their coach, their coach is. So it just duplicates like that. And so if you have 4 on each side, you're diamond, because you've replicated emerald 4 times instead of 2 times. And that would give you $3,600 a month, because your volume would be 60,000. And if you had 12, like for padding, let's say somebody just up and quits, okay? Or something weird happens, and weird stuff happens, guys, like ton of returns. I don't know. I can't imagine somebody here, but you've got that padding. So you've got 6 on each side. That's 90,000 volume. That's $5,400 a month. And that can be like, whoa, that's so much. And that's so much work. But, is it really? If we put our focus in our skills and master a couple things, launching a business, recruiting people, and teaching, and then teaching this, rinse and repeat, whatever they say. I mean, you have to, obviously, you're going to continue your business. And so as you're not going to just be like, okay, yay, I helped the 2 people. You have to continually bring people in. And so that's always what we deal with, relationships, inviting, that kind of thing. But before I go, I have some other points and ideas of like how to get there and that kind of thing. But before we go over that, does this make sense? And what ideas come up to you all? Like, what kind of mindset shift? How, like, what does this, what's kind of going on in your brain as far as like what you need to do for your business right now, or for the next coaches you recruit? And I will tell you this, if you have coaches under you, it is very hard to turn a ship around that's going a certain way. So if you have coaches under you, you can share this video with them and just be like, this is where I'm headed. This is how I believe I can help you the most, but this is your business. And so you can go on, whatever path. You can't really expect any coaches you have to change their mindset. You just have to kind of be prepared for the next one. Basically make sure you're getting 500 PV, you're getting Emerald. And then when you have somebody that's ready to show up, which it's not that easy, but when you have somebody that's ready to show up, honestly, I'm having really fun with Michelle King planning her launch, because we're just making a checklist. I made some videos about different products, which are going to be available to all of you and everybody. She's making some. Her husband took some pictures of her. She texted, she's like, I'm going to get false lashes. It just is fun to do that, and, I think she's going to send out paper invites. And so I said, I'll help if you want me to, I can help with any of if the design or, whatever, I'm here to help with whatever, but it's a good bonding thing. But I have 11 other new coaches from last month that aren't doing that. So you got to be okay with that, but realize that's when you find your tribe and your people, is that you're working through something together. It's not just let's do a push group or whatever. And at the end of the day, she's going to have that group, that Facebook launch group, and all those people are going to be in it, and it's going to be a resource. So she could basically keep doing the same thing over and over and over with her warm market. But what questions do you guys have before we go on? Or ideas?
So I have a question. So recently, one of my good friends who was actually hoping that I would be able to convince to be a coach was just started at Uniqlo, the makeup company. And she's like, Sarah, can I host a makeup event in your name? Can you invite a couple of friends? And I was like, you could, but I know my friends are all strapped for cash right now because I've been talking to them, blah, blah, blah. So she did this event thing, and every day she had basically she was telling us about primers and this and that and that. Is that essentially what we're talking about? You kind of have an event where every day you kind of introduce a new product? Is that what it is?
I mean, it's whatever you want it to be. So I think that people are at this point kind of turned off by some of that. But I've been to 2. And both of them, I was like, well, this is pretty fun. I like their energy. They're doing a good job. It's fun. It intrigues me. So I think it's taking that concept and thinking, what don't I like about it? What could I make better? And this is what I don't like about those. I don't like that people add me without asking me. Yeah. I don't like it that people don't remind me. I don't like it that people don't comment and on my stuff or try. I don't like it that people don't follow up with me. I don't like it that people don't suggest products or ask me about my routine. That's what I don't like, because all of those other companies, they us as coaches. I mean, I don't feel this way because I've done business and I've been through it, but so many coaches are I don't want to be a salesperson. I just want to hug people and help people. And it's okay, but how are you doing that? Hugs don't make they don't, yes, they're important, but you have to hook people up with the tools. And so if you don't value what our tools are, but I see that Beachbody does really well, because we're just so results and heart driven, is that we do those relationships. So I think if you can pair, so what I was thinking is, and maybe this isn't good, and maybe we need to think of something different. But what I was thinking was have a Facebook group, make the banner good, and have a bunch of our short videos. Of course, it's hard for me to do short, but videos on different products that we have. So I did one the other day, and I did it on the whole skincare. I did it on each of the supplements. I did one on all of the supplements together. I did one on, I don't think I did one on Energize yet, but Energize. And then Michelle, she's got Beachbody On Demand, Shakeology, and Portion Fix. So she's going to do one on a challenge pack and then on each of those separately. And our plan is to put them in there and maybe like edit them with slides, like cover photos, like that are cute thumbnails so that you see it, like you can kind of scroll. And then in the post to say something like, kind of like a pitch, but like, this is good for, it could be like, do you hate to work out? And because it feels like icky and you just can't wake up or shake that like kind of like crunchy feeling. Do you, or are you, this is also good for people that love to run, are already like crushing their workouts, go to CrossFit, and in emergencies have to like be on, whether it's at an event, a coordinator, present, teach, or something like that. Like Energize is, it may look like, like a neon yellow, like, nuclear bomb, but I can tell you like it's the most clean pre-workout product you're going to find. It works with this, and this. The yellow color comes from quercetin. It's just like a highly concentrated fruit extract. And then do the video. So like show it. And I'm thinking probably, I don't know if I would say put the links in it or not, because there's this cross between helping be that concierge and helping everybody, but also like thinking about what experience you want. And so I'm not sure yet on that, but basically having a library, and then what we would ask people to do instead of dumping them in there and like making them show up and sit there to sell to them, what I'm thinking we would do is have maybe a 3-day event, get them in there, have a video at the top. And if the coach is like comfortable, they do their own video. If they're not, the upline does the video. And if the upline isn't comfortable, then the upline does the video. I mean, like being safe that we can say like, listen, don't be if this is what you're holding you up from duplicating this dumb video or this whatever, I'll do it. It's no big deal. So saying something like, welcome, I am so glad you're here. It's a real huge pleasure to launch this, or to host this launch event for Sarah Lynn. We have been working really, really hard. This girl is passionate about helping people. I have seen her own transformation and this, and this. And when we were planning this event, we talked about who are the people that she feels safe with, that she feels she can be vulnerable with, and she knows that are going to support her and believe in her. And, building a business, launching a new business is a vulnerable thing. And you want the people that you trust the most behind your back. And so that's why you're here at this very, first step in what she's doing. And so this is how you can support her. First of all, in the comments right now, go and put your favorite GIF or emoji, or tell her one thing. If you know her really well, tell her one thing that you think is exceptional about her. If you don't know her as well, like those little quirks, then just congratulate her and tell her, your best wishes. Something personal. The next thing is, in this group, this library, this resource library, this wellness studio, you're going to find a bunch of short videos on the different tools that Sarah uses to help her coaching clients. You'll also even find one about what she actually does as a coach, because there is an opportunity that you can join her. What we'd like you to do is, because we know your time is limited, browse through. And in this post where you're going to have like a quick link guide so you can see a couple things, browse through, find 3 different tools that you feel, or like problems that you have that you need solutions to. Watch those videos, read that post, and what you're going to be looking out for, what she's asking you to do is one of these 3 things. 1, if you find that you're already using one of these products, to replace what you're doing as soon as you run out of it. Replace what you're doing right now with a tool, like a service tool that Sarah offers for 30 days. Try it out. Just be her testimonial and give her feedback. You do not have to be a raving fan. We believe you will, because that's everybody is, but give her feedback, because she needs that to grow her business. Number 2, you could, if you aren't using a tool or product like Energize, amazing pre-workout drink, or X, Y, and Z, then try it. Try something new. Try it for 30 days. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So on all of this, there's no risk to you. There's no risk to you. And the third way is, if you look through everything, look for the some tools that you think that your friends around you, you hear them talking about a lot. Like if you always hear them not knowing how to feed their kids healthy things, then you should probably check out Daily Sunshine and just be kind of the ears for her, so that if you hear your friends talking about it, you can say, hey, I'm going to three-way message you, hook you up with my friend Sarah Lynn. She's really good at helping parents and kids get on the same page and helping them eat healthier. She's got a really good organic smoothie that, that helps kids with that. Welcome to the party. It's time to go. Something like that. So we're asking them to do 3 things. And then how we could excel with this is, we're good at inviting and following up. Like that's what we do well as Beachbody coaches, is we're not, these other MLMs, they're afraid. They're afraid of relationships, and they're afraid of following up, of continuing. It's very sales based. And we have to realize that some of that's okay, because products do help people. So some of that's okay, but where we can excel is that we take that extra time and we're going to finish the loop. So you invite someone, this is what I would suggest, is you invite someone or you make probably a post, you start trickling it out. Can't wait for my launch event, just set a date, And then another post, I'm designing the invites for it. Which of these designs do you like better? Which one says this, vibe or whatever. By the way, I'm putting together a guest list. If you want me to send you an invite, I would love as many supportive people to come and check out what I'm doing. Just either put your address below, or if you feel weird about that, comment, and then I'll message you to get it. And then all right, going to order, the invites. Does anybody else want on the list? This is going to be a virtual wellness studio or something like that. Got the invites in. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to show them to you guys because I want them to be a special treat for everybody that I sent them out to, but I did order 10 extra. So, I'll send this out to the first 10 people, or maybe it's I'll send this in a package of a sample of whatever to the first 10 people that respond. So you try to basically take your list and then get more cold warm market people to send it to, and then just and then I would send some invites. If you had some public invites that you put out there and you're coming soon or launch event of wellness studio or whatever you call it. If you want to invite, comment below. I'll add you to the list, and then you could share that post to the people that you're going to invite. So I'd push share in private message, and then it makes the little graphic show up. And then I would say hey Danielle, I am on October 13th. I'm launching my virtual wellness studio. I'm very excited about it, but I'm not gonna lie. It's also a very vulnerable thing to start a business. And I would really, really appreciate your support and just kind of show up. So do you think between October 13th and the 15th that you could hop in and see what it's all about, see what I do? Just both to see if there's anything that would interest you, and also to kind of be, to know what I do. So if you ever hear someone, you could refer them. Would you do that for me? Yes. Okay. Can I get your mailing address? Can I get your mailing address? Then people are gonna be oh, wait, what? You know what I mean? Build up some anticipation, build a list. You have their mailing address. It's different. It's different than what other people do. And then follow up again, send it out. Hey, I put it in the mail. Let me know if you don't get it. How's whatever doing? Checking in, blah, 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 blah. So instead of being hey girl, let's catch up. How's your cat? It's we have this, that's our conversation. And it's all based on our our health and fitness, like our wellness company that we're doing. And then, okay, I'm getting a little nervous, but tomorrow is the day. It starts my 3-day like launch of my virtual wellness studio. Which day is going to be best for you to hop in? And then maybe they say like, I think tomorrow is okay, and say like, okay, here's how it's going to work. Here's the link, or maybe you already add them. Just say like, I'm going to be adding all the videos tonight or tomorrow or whatever. It's going to be basically like a library. There's a lot of different things that I offer, services, fun stuff, free stuff, tools, lots of different things having to do with health, fitness, nutrition, well-being. What I'm asking is that you do one of these 3 things and then just list them out. Say like, sound cool? Yes, sounds cool. Awesome. I'll see you there. And what I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to tag you in the welcome post so that it does like a little, so you see where it is. And if you want to, you can make it a shortcut. And then you're going to be those 3 days, you're going to be like on the computer, like that's your thing. And it doesn't have to be on the weekend, but then I would go in and personally, if you've got this list, I would say like, hey, Danielle, it's the day. Like I just tagged you in the welcome post. I'm really excited for you you just have to talk confidently or teach your coaches to see, to check out what everything's about. I'm going to, if it's okay, I will check in with you Monday to get your feedback. And then they're like, oh, she's coming back on Monday. You know what I mean? I've got 3 days. And you just do that, and you just sit at the computer, and it's like, boom, go. I really, really think, and then you teach your coaches like, okay, so now it's Monday, Tuesday, so now you got to go through the follow-ups. Hey, Danielle, what did you think? I saw you commented. I saw that really sweet congratulations comment. That was like the nicest. I just can't tell you what that means to me. I really, really love what I do as a coach. By the way, check out this before and after, like from my first 2 clients. Like, this is the coolest job ever. I really appreciate it. What 3 tools did you check out? In which one do you feel like kind of caught your attention the most? Find out, you know what I mean? Like, did they do it or, not? Oh, I forgot, I didn't. Okay, hey, no problem. I get it. Wasn't trying to call you out or anything like that. I really appreciate you watching that welcome video, but I really would like your feedback. It helps me know like what different types of people are interested in. Maybe this is the best way so you don't have to sort through everything. How is your health and fitness? Like, how would you say you rate your nutrition right now? What about your fitness? If they're in America, what about your digestion, skincare, kids? How do your kids eat? You know what I mean? Ask a couple questions. And then once you find 3 problems, be like, okay, I think I have a really good idea. I think a good fit would be these 3 things. I'm going to go tag you in those 3 posts. When do you think you'd have time to just watch those 3 videos? You don't have to go and watch everything. I get it. But those are the 3 that I think you would find like the most interesting, and blah, 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 blah. And then get another date for them to say, okay, by Thursday. All right, I will check in with you Thursday. You're the best. Like basically now they're doing a little project with you. They're giving you feedback. Like that's their whole job, is just to give you feedback. And you know what? If they're like, oh my gosh, that girl Ashley that talked about Daily Sunshine, she just talks so much. Then you'll be like, I know, but she's nice. And then you'll be like, okay, guys, somebody else needs to do a Daily Sunshine video. Ashley's is too long. Whatever, it's your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not bad to have feedback. All right, that was a super long answer, but I hope that kind of creates the vision of how it's not like it's easy. It is easy. It takes time, like, you know what I mean? But it steps people through knowing the tools, inviting, following up, doing a good job, setting a date. It's the 5-step invite process. 5-step invite. And it's like it's all them. It's kind of like it just shows you, I think it really shows you where a coach is too. So, all right. Anything else before we look? We'll just go through these real quick. But is there any, I mean, it's really what we covered is kind of like the main point of this call is to show how people basically make so much money with this business and how we can help so many more people. If you really care about helping people, I'm not saying this to you all, if people really care about helping people, then they need to check their ego and make sure that they don't just care about them helping people. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? So that makes you feel better when you get the glory, not when people have their life changed, not when people see healing. And so if that's really our goal, is to help people, and the best way we can do it is by creating like an army of helpers. It's like Mother Teresa. If she was like, I'm the one that has to help them. But she started Missionaries of Charity. Like, which, holy cow, I've been there and helped serve there. And it's like, she can't help everybody. She sees that. And so she goes and she equips and she passes down her mission and her, systems and everything like that. And as she does that, she becomes then more of a figurehead and a leader. She's still duplicating, but it starts to shift. And it's the same thing with coaching. Like, that's our job, is to help, but to duplicate. You guys can stop me anytime if you like something pops up, because it's that first part I care about sinking in.
Yeah, I have a question. Mm-hmm. And I think I might have asked this before, and maybe it's just because I don't have the right like frame of mind. But so 2 weeks ago, I was like inviting to a free group. Mm-hmm. And so like this week, I'm slowly starting to transition into inviting to like my actual challenge group. Uh-huh. But we also have the sneak peek coming up on Sunday. So I've been putting posts about that. Yeah. So it's like, how am I supposed to be like trickling all of this in without it kind of just taking over? Yeah. And that's I guess what my fear is, because like I know a lot of like my warm market kind of knows what I'm doing now, because I've like messaged every single person, and they all at least have like a small idea of what I'm doing. And I've been like adding a lot more people, but it still feels like I'm still only seeing the same people commenting on my stuff and like actually seeing my stuff. So I don't want to turn those people off, because they have been so supportive. So how do I like this idea sounds incredible, and like I would love to put it into action, but I don't know where to kind of fit it in without it becoming like overwhelming for people where they just get annoyed.
I mean, so what I would do if I were you, if you were going to launch, I would just start planning it, like doing the videos, doing the framework of it. And so this is a lot my problem, is because I got away from this, and I feel the same way too. Like, I was like, I feel like I'm talking like I'm about a million things, and then if there's like a launch of a program, it's like so weird. So really what the flow needs to be is you just need to have a marketing calendar. And so that's what I'm going to be. It's hard when I go out of town too, because I have to do things, but that's what I'm going to be getting back to. And I'm just going to be like headstrong with the team with it. Like, this is just what it is. But basically it would be like the end of the month before, inviting to a free group publicly. Okay. So free group, trying to fill up your free group publicly at either the end of the last month or the beginning of that first month, and then run it at the beginning of the month, and then try to get so many people in there that's where like, the more people you get in your free group, the more you can talk about the challenge group in your free group instead of on your public social media. And so then like your public social media can be more about your journey, people's results. You just keep that like your fitness journey and other people's results and the health and fitness vibe going, like value, life change. But then you can publicly too, then shift to publicly inviting to a challenge group. So free group, and then like the second week of the month, challenge group. And then you would be inviting your free group people to the challenge group as well. But like, I think I have like 30 people in the free group. And so it's like nice because I just go and comment and like, their stuff. I am like, see who's more interactive, and then develop a relationship behind the scenes. And then I just invite them all to challenge group, or to coaching, because she invited like 3 people too. So then the next step would be, you've got your challengers, and I invite them to coaching like early on, like preseason, and then week 1, at the end of week 1, because I don't want them to basically fall off the wagon. Like, it's not my fault. It's not like it's not working. They just get lazy. I want them to get high momentum, and then like, people like new things. So invite them to learn about coaching then. So then the sneak peek would be more like around week 3. And then you would start the cycle over and go into a free group. So that's what it should be. It's like a funnel. Like kind of what I'm transitioning to a little bit is to basically start promoting my free groups strong, and then coaching for like most of the month, like 3 months or 3 weeks is like coaching, just lifestyle, all about coaching, transformation, and not talk as much about my challenge group, hoping that I can just recruit from my free group and make my message more simple, but like focus, if that makes sense, but focus more on coaching. Like, that's just kind of where I am, but it is harder to, but like, I don't know if that helps. And so like, what I found now is I definitely need to do some, like, here's my Busy Girls boot camp, but at the same time, I care more about recruiting to coaching. And so I don't want to take that away. So I'm just inviting behind the scenes, like a lot. But like, sometimes you can go live and you can kind of share what you're doing and invite people to a challenge group while you're doing other stuff, like while you're doing a free group or while you're doing, and I feel like it kind of slips in a little bit better. Something I did this month for the first time is I said, I just went live one day. I just said, I'm going to meet you where you are. And I said, for the first time ever, I'm going to do whatever you purchase, any of the tools I offer. This is some of the stuff. Anything is going to get you into my Busy Girls boot camp. Anything. Usually I do a challenge pack just because that's what gets people results. But you don't want to. You say it's too expensive. You're not into it. Fine. And you know what? I'm not crushing it at Success Club right now because I'm really focusing on UK. But the first person that did buy a challenge pack, the only person right now, she had told me no, that she didn't like MLMs, didn't trust them, made her own shakes that people bought from her, and was interested in the digestive enzymes. And now she's like, and then she bought a challenge pack. And she loves Shakeology, and she's showing up to the calls. And then I just got a message from somebody else that I've been trying to kind of like prospect and form a relationship with because I think they'd be a good coach. And she's like not giving back. And all of a sudden I make that video, and then now she messages me because she wants to order Shakeology. And I'm like, even though my video was, you don't have to. So but it wasn't like a strong ad. So that's my answer, Sarah Lynn, is that you can do whatever you want behind the scenes, if your message with health and fitness, like you're already doing, and coaching, if you always blend it in and you just make it like lifestyle, then you can behind the scenes invite to anything you want. But then just to have a marketing calendar of when your public invites go, and just make it go with the sales funnel. So then at certain times, your public invites can launch, you can surge the invites behind the scenes as well. Does that make sense?
No, it does. And I think you're right about using the free group as like your pool to like pull from for your challengers. Because like for my first free group, like I basically targeted just UK people, and I've got like over 46 of them, which is really good, but only like 2 of them are interested in a challenge group, and we can't actually put them in a challenge group until the 19th. So they're going to do the free trial for the first half and then blah, blah, blah for the second. But I was just wondering
I think that's a good turnover or like ratio too.
Yeah.
Because it's just so long term. Like it's so long term, and I did not think like that as much. It's like you have to do big numbers. Like Ruth said, she invites 100 to coaching. You have to do big numbers, but you have to also like know the fortunes and the follow up. So if you get 46 people in your free group, and then maybe you invite another 46 people behind the scenes every day, then those 46 people, especially in your free group, you get 2 of them, that's awesome. But you just keep that list and you're like, no, they're going to join me. Like, they're going to join me. In the past, what I did was like, go through people like, okay, they said no. Okay, no. Go to the next one. Oh, they're not good. No, somebody that would want to do it would want to do it. And like, I knew that I needed to follow up, but I couldn't keep up with the numbers over the months. Yeah. And now I just have fun with it. I'm looking on Instagram, and if I'm like, that person I like, I'll just send them a message. And sometimes I say like, I think you'd be good at coaching. Would you look at it? And sometimes I just say, I love your vibe. Like, there's one girl and she like loves God and she loves plants and she's just different. I'm like, I love your vibe. Like, you're just really, really cool. And then we just start a relationship. Or one that's like, she travels everywhere. And I said with her kid, and I said, I love that you travel. I said, so many women, once they, you know, have kids, or I like look at their Instagrams and it's just all the same. And I can tell that you really love life and traveling. And she's like, thanks. And I just said, by the way, like, have you ever been to Boston and London? I'm traveling there. And she's given me recommendations, and now we've got a relationship. And am I going to be like, oh, would you want to be a coach right now? No, but she's staying on my list. And then I probably, it doesn't have to be a long time. I'll just keep commenting and liking. Then I don't know, in a couple days, a week, I'll say, hey, by the way, this is random. Maybe when I'm in Boston, make sure she sees me. You know what I mean? And tag her in something or whatever. Then, by the way, like, would you do this? So, yeah, free group, I think if you can focus on large numbers in there and really, and then as you see people that you're like, these people are annoying or they're just not my people, then they go off the list. But in times when you want to push for a big goal, like the nice thing is when you have a big list because you've been consistent, is like, that's when you can go through and you could literally sit there and you can re-invite 500 people in a month, and you're going to see results. And so usually what I do is I try to be consistent every month. And then there's like 2 to 3 times a year when I sit down and I like don't take showers. I just like go through and I follow up with hundreds of people. And that's when I get like Success Club 40, you know, or we like go 10 star or 11 star, whatever it's, I use them as follow-ups.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I'll just go through these really, really quick. So they're recorded. 500 PB mindset, meeting a customer where they are. Like I said, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily everybody should say, you could go in a challenge group if you just get anything. But at the same time, I think when people know that you just want to help them where they are, they will trust you more. Goals are to create raving customers. You want referrals. When I was a photographer, it sucked. And I think a lot of the reason like I kind of do this business like I do it, like looking at big brand and cold market, is because I lived in a vacation area where there was no referrals because everybody flew in from like Chicago and New York to get married on the beach. And so they couldn't refer their friend because their friend lived in Chicago, and it was unlikely their friend was going to also fly down to Naples, Florida to get married. So I never really mastered. I don't have any experience in creating referrals. So somebody that does, I think that's like huge, but creating raving customers so that they will do that. Creating customers who influence. Nothing is better than when you have somebody that like not only has that passion and they're excited, but they also know what the message is and what to say. So I know with me, when people educate me, like for instance, I went to a beauty counter launch party. And I'm like, in theory, really against those types of things, like boring, like just using me. But if you go and somebody makes it fun and they do a good presentation and they have snacks, you're like, this is really fun and nice. So it's like, we have to realize that just because some people do things icky ways doesn't mean that we have to. But I went there and I watched this video and it talked about Beauty Counter and how they don't use any of they use the standards, that European standards instead of the US. So there's only like 11 like icky things that are even allowed instead of 40,000 in the US. Like, anyway, I heard their message, their why, their story, and their mission. And so then like I'll be talking to maybe my sisters or somebody and be like, yeah, Beauty Counter, it's really good. They're really natural. They don't, they go by the European standards. So they don't have all those chemicals. This does this, you know, like I know the story. And so I will influence other people. Before I was a coach, I was trying to lose weight after a baby. And I had a bride who was a fitness instructor, and she had a DVD series. It was out of New York called Physique 57. And it's what I did. It's kind of like bar. It's what I did to get in shape after I had my babies. It's like the fitness part. And I would go on Facebook and I would share my before and afters. And I haven't even told the team this. I would share how much I loved it. I sold like 8 Physique 57s. I didn't get any commission. I just knew the story. I trusted the instructor because I had shot her wedding. And I was a customer who influenced. And so we want to teach our coaches or both our coaches and our customers, what story do you want them to tell? And so that is educating them about the products, but we got to not be preachy. You know what I mean? Like, we got to figure out how to do it in a nice way. And then creating revenue per customer. And this again is like an advanced business mindset. Is as long as you think that that's yucky to do that, like you're totally limiting yourself. Because the reality is if we have products that they're already using, they should be buying them from you because you're providing way more service than Whole Foods is, like, or Amazon. You deserve that. You are not a store. You're providing way more service. So you deserve for them to buy it from you. And our products are amazing. Like, they work. They all really work. I haven't yet found one that I'm like, The only one that I'm like, well, is Hydrate. Because it's like I know my body needs it, and I know it's way cleaner than Gatorade, but I'm not going to drink Gatorade anyway. So that's the only one where I'm like, well, it's not like I become a superhero like with Energize or Shakeology. I'm so used to the rest of our products, like literally feeling results. That's the only one, but it's still like, it's amazing. So creating more revenue. You have a customer, forget 90 PV, like hook them up. What else are they going to have? Like, what else can you add on to into their life? In our healthy formula solution, really, really adopting this mindset, and then teaching your coaches that our job is to help people find a solution for fitness that's fun and efficient, nutrition that's simple and clean and works, and then a community and support for results. That's the 3 things. Like, so when you're talking to people, they may have one of the pegs in the healthy solution, the healthy formula. And you got to be okay with that. Like, ask questions, but like be okay that you can fulfill the rest of the healthy solution. We don't just coach when we can fill all 3. Somebody may have one on lockdown. They may be doing, I just reached out to somebody that was drinking Arbonne shakes that sold Arbonne. I don't know what she'll say, maybe nothing, but I was like, I see you sell Arbonne shakes. What are you doing for fitness? Have you already tried Beachbody On Demand? You know, I know you have your own shakes and that they're great, but I'd like to help you like experience that if you want. Trying to help her complete her healthy formula. 500 PV ideas. Teach your healthy formula. Ask questions. Are they open to trying something? Increase their success rate. Build their confidence. I mean, this could be somebody that, like I said, that's already doing something else, like at the gym. Help them be more successful, see more results at the gym. Idea number 2, challenge pack. It's our best solution because it's the way to get better results, and it's the best deal for the customer. This is the only reason I bought a challenge pack myself. It was $180 on sale, one program when I bought it. I bought it because it was the best deal, because I thought, well, if I would purchase a protein powder, because that's what I thought Shakeology was. If I would purchase that at Whole Foods, for like $40, $50, then if this comes in a bundle, I might as well. And if it got results for people, I just might as well. There's really no loss. I mean, guys, do you realize that our like one workout program used to be like $80 to $100 for one? And I bought them, and I bought T25. All I cared about is that I saw results, like other people get results from it. And I totally accredit it to the workouts, not to Shakeology. Okay, so anyway, challenge pack. It is really the best solution, but we got to listen to people. You get $32, well, it's $50 upfront commission, and then every month they stay on Shakeology, it's $32. The first month you get 45 PV, which is not great, but every month they stay on Shakeology, it's 90 PV. So that 45 and 90 are going to count towards your 500. So like if you sold 3 challenge packs, or let's say 4 challenge packs, that first month, that's 180 PV, because each of the challenge packs is 45. And then every month they stay on Shakeology, that would be count towards your 500 PV and make it, that's where you want retention. Okay, and then here's another idea. Ask friends and families for support and feedback. This would be kind of like a launch. You can ask them up front like this, but I think it's easier to do it in some type of organized. And you don't have to do it on Facebook. Like I'm throwing around ideas to do something like this on Instagram, like have my own Instagram account that's like Ashley's or Ash's like wellness studio or Busy Girls Wellness Studio, and then just plan it out and maybe have like 15 different posts and do a swipe one, and each swipe is like a video or a picture or some like words, and it goes through the products that way, and then invite people to a wellness studio where they're on is on Instagram, and maybe it's private and they have to follow. So like you can think, or you could have like a secret Pinterest board. You know what I mean? Like I think we start maybe with the groups and then we expand the content and get creative and see what works best. But asking them, I'm doing something that matters to me. Here's why. I'm asking the people closest to me for support. Are you open to helping me with this? So it's kind of like the same thing. So a way to get to 500 PV, one person tried daily Shakeology. That was their solution. Daily Sunshine, one person. A Performance Stack, one person. All of those are worth 90 PV. The Ultimate Reset. I'm realizing like if somebody gets the Ultimate Reset challenge pack, I think it's more than 94 PV. It's like $274. Somebody gets that, 275 times 0.25. It's at least $68. I don't know with all access, I don't think it comes with all access. So like I'm realizing you get all the supplements and you get Shakeology. Even if someone didn't follow the guide and they just got all the supplements, that would be a really good deal for them and a really good thing. And then you could always add on demand. Derm exclusives for a kit, 70 PV, 1 3-day refresh, 52, and 1 all access, 38. So like that's really not a ton of things. That gets you to 528. Some different 500 PV activity are groups and challenges. Challenge groups, make them time sensitive. Ruth talked about this like last night. You know, I've got 5 spots open, or it's starting Tuesday, like starting Monday. Are you ready? Like, are you ready to do this? Free groups, make them time sensitive. Special interest groups. This could be like a launch. Clean week. Do you want to find out what clean week is? Do you want to find out what a challenge group is? I've got a sneak peek into challenge groups. Like find out what that is. I've got a sneak peek into coaching. A VIP customer group, you know. This could be a challenge group, like if you wanted to let everybody in your challenge group, or it could just be a group for all of your customers where you really talk about products a lot. And when there's a new one. Social media, this is 500 PV activity. Having a target market, like mine's always been digestive stuff. I've just never been smart enough to think to offer digestive supplements through my business. It's like so dumb. Curiosity posting, you know, like I started just calling this like green tea extracts and amino acids. All of a sudden people want to know what it is. What is that? I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. Functions as, and I need to find another cup, by the way, that doesn't say Shakeology for everything I drink. I feel like it's like such a turn off. I just love the cups. Functions as a personal website. So like using your Facebook page, we talked about this last week, as a website. That's where the value goes. Keep the crazy stuff or like the boring stuff, you know what I mean? I shouldn't say crazy stuff. Crazy's fine. Keep the boring stuff off of there. I started doing my makeup live on my Facebook page, my like page. So weird. I have more people view it than anything else I talk about. And I'm like, well, this is annoying, but if it works, use it as a personal website. Social media is good to connect with. Easy tool for providing value. Instagram and Facebook. I will say like long term, and I'm not even there, Pinterest, YouTube, and blog. Be thinking of that type of value content because it lasts forever and you're going to just be more careful about it. But don't feel that pressure. It's definitely, you know, not 100% necessary. We talked a little about this, creating raving fan referrals, asking them to buddy up. Hey, do you have a friend that would want to do this challenge with you? Hey, do you have a friend that, you know, like would keep you extra accountable? Like, I'm going to do that, but sometimes it helps having someone in your life. Can you think of anybody like that? Telling customer buddy stories. So saying something like, I am so proud of my, you know, client, customer, challenger, whatever, you know, Stacy, like Stacy and her friend, Katie, like they work out 6 days a week from home, but like on day 7 or whatever, they come and they do like a yoga flow, and then they show up to my video chat accountability meeting, and like it's so fun to see their cute relationship on the video chats or whatever. Like telling that, so people are like, oh, that would be fun. I could do this with a friend virtually, you know, like showing that kind of thing. Offer incentives. I'm not really great at this. I mean, I do know that that sometimes like incentives work to get people to join a challenge group. For sure. It's really weird. I haven't done one in a while. I probably should do one this month. It's really weird what gets people excited. One that I'm kind of going to do, I think, is I made this whole blog about what I use for digestion. I think I'm going to say like, hey, if you get an ultimate reset or a challenge pack, then I will throw in whatever one of the other digestive tools that I use, whichever one makes you most excited. So like enzymes or castor oil packs or, you know, probiotics. And so if that's my niche market, I'm thinking that might really appeal to somebody. But I've also done like a gift card to get a bathing suit or something like that. Expand the team's product confidence. And you guys can probably tell this is what I'm trying to do lately, because I just have I've just kind of been oblivious to it all. Reach beyond the challenge pack, explore the creative benefits of, so reaching beyond the challenge pack, it's just knowing what our catalog offers and not assuming anything about it. Just trying new things, trying something new every month. And what you're going to find is either it can replace something you are already doing, like the skincare, or in the probiotics and that kind of stuff. It's something new that you can't live without. Like for me, that would be the aloe and turmeric, and the digestive enzymes and the digestive boost even. Now I'm like, well, this is improving my life. I'm not going to do without it. Or it might be something that it's not ideal for you. Like it's just whatever, but you want to have that experience with it. So then you can know, like you're not going to ever sell Daily Sunshine if it's just this organic shake that you know your company uses. But if you use it and you've seen how your kids react to it, or you've had packets in your car and it saved you once when you were about to buy a Snickers, but then you remembered you could just get some ice water from Starbucks and stir it in. Hey, you just ate a fruit and veggie. When you have some type of testimonials, even if you don't continue with it, it's like going to make you, and then you can sit down and you can do a video and then you've got it forever. So, making best like videos and that kind of stuff, exploring creative benefits of Shakeology, whether it's helps you be regular, it's good on the go, it's good for traveling if you don't have power, that kind of stuff. And that's about it, guys. So if you have any questions, ask them now. And then otherwise, your assignment is going to be just to kind of like think about, do you want to have some type of launch event? I mean, this isn't a lesson. Do you have any coaches that you could help with? Can you think of any other ways? What other ways, doesn't have to be like one concentrated way, do you feel you can, using the healthy formula, best get yourself to a new 500 PV every month and help your coaches easily do the same? And what are you going to now do to duplicate, to recruit, and to help any coaches you have do the same? Like what kind of mindset change do you need to do? Are you going to invite them to the sneak peek? Are you going to, how much are you going to follow up? Are you tracking that? How much are you going to have that long-term attitude with these people? If they say no to coaching or it doesn't work out, flat up, how are you going to create a customer out of them? How are you going to say, hey, I get it, not a problem. I would like to ask you in the future, like keep that door open because I know things change. But would you be open to just looking through what I offer? And, as a coach, I have a lot of different health solutions. I think you would be surprised. My job is to help you be the healthiest you. Would you just be open to looking at what I offer? So then it's like you start with the coach invite and then you go with that. Are there any questions, guys? And maybe for accountability, just let me know, or one of your success partners or whatever, know kind of what your plan of action is going to be to execute, and then track. So track your own PV, track your coaches that you're recruiting. I would say try to recruit 2 every month. Don't expect that they're going to both work, but get in the practice of at least 2 a month. And then, your goal would be to have 2 people getting the 500 PV. And it's kind of like also a shoot for the moon. What is it? Land on the stars, shoot for the stars, land on the moon, whichever. If you recruit 2 people, and even if one of them comes to the first Get Started Right call, or even if one of them, plans a launch party, like, and gets their family there, like, you have to realize those are huge wins, both for them and then also for you, because it allows us to learn through the process, because our job is to master these skills in this duplication process. So anything we get to do that's going to help us master any part of it is going to basically help us be super successful. We're going to crush it, guys. We're going to crush it. I'm like super excited. I have a lot of belief in our team. I have a lot of belief what's going to happen in the next 3 years, because I believe that we're going to crush this duplication model. And I believe that we do things, I think we just think really differently. I think we have a very refreshing team. And I think over time things shift out, and there's like this fake perfection, you know what I mean? Like, got in early, like fake type that people don't want, but then they also don't want the crazy hot mess. And I think over time, like, people just really want real, but they do appreciate skill and unique perspective. And I just feel like we have a very creative, unique, intelligent, real team that, I don't know, I just think that that's what people want. So, all right, ladies, have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. I did record this if you want to share it with anybody. And then also, you know, you're always welcome to invite your new people to these calls. And then if you ever wanted my outline, like you wanted to start your own flow, like, you know what I mean? Direct them to the online training, which I still have to continue to build, help me build it. But then lead your own, like I have the outlines too. So.
Hey, Ash, real quick.
Yeah.
On the Thinkific, what I've seen the courses 1 and 2, are there any new ones up? I can't find any new ones, but I just want to double check.
I've kind of been, yeah.
Just to make sure I wasn't behind on something.
I'm behind on, you know, building out the rest, which is, I like it. I wish I could just like do those things. That's the hard part is we don't, you know, it's like we get paid to recruit and to invite. And so I've been really trying to focus on that. And then on these calls, making sure that we've got the most important content. But no, we don't. But I'm going to continue to do that. My goal was to try to get it all done by the UK launch, because my feeling is those that do join are going to be a little bit more hungry to go through training. And so I want to be ready. So if you at any point, I mean, I don't really want you guys spending your time on building trainings, but if you did want to, I could give you a topic to do.
Cool.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.